Okay, for this demo, what we're going to do is we are going to look at a chemical reaction. We're going to be using steel wool. I've got it soaking in some vinegar right here. It's just regular old white vinegar that you might have at your house. And what that's doing is it's taking off kind of a protective coating that's on steel wool that keeps it from getting too much contact with the air around it. But the vinegar is able to kind of get that coating off of there for us. And that's what we want to have happen. The vinegar itself is not part of the chemical reaction that we're going to be seeing happen today. But I've had this soaking in the vinegar. The coating should be pretty well removed from it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that steel wool, I'm going to wrap it around a thermometer. My thermometer I actually have connected to my tablet here, and you can see that right now it's reading 22 degrees Celsius. And so what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the steel wool around my thermometer. I'm going to place it into this jar, put the aluminum foil on top of it, just to kind of keep the chemical reaction happening inside of the jar and kind of help us see what happens with our temperature, and we'll see what happens. So I just want to try to get the vinegar off of there just because it kind of doesn't need to be there anymore. Get it nice and pulled apart here. And wrap it around my thermometer. Into the jar we go. And we'll take some temperature readings about every 5 minutes, or every 1 minute for about 5 minutes. And we'll also, at the end, take a little closer look at that steel wool. Hopefully you can kind of see in there. If you look in there, you can see that it's just, kind of a gray steel wool. Nothing particularly unusual about it. When I bring back up, we are, okay, so we're about 1 minute in, and you can see that my temperature has gone from 26 up to 26 degrees Celsius. And we'll go ahead and let that continue to go. Okay, we're about 1 minute in, and we're still at 20, nope, now we're at 28 degrees. Okay, that's 3 minutes in. Still sitting at 28 degrees. And let's take just a little closer look at what's going on with the steel wool in the jar there. I'm not sure how well it's reading on the video, but there's kind of some condensation maybe on the jar. You can kind of see that it's a little foggy there. Steel wool looks still pretty much the same though. All right, now we're 4 minutes in and we're at 29 degrees. So it's gone from 22 degrees Celsius up to 29 degrees Celsius. So got about a minute left. We'll see what happens there. Okay, so there's the 5-minute mark there, and we're at 29 degrees. So it went from 22 degrees at the beginning up to 29 degrees. A fairly significant change in temperature, not so much that it's like hot in there, but too hot to the touch or anything like that, but definitely a significant change in our temperature. The reason that we have this foil on the top is just kind of help hold that heat in so that our thermometer can read it. Now when I take this out at this point, you can see, hopefully, let's see if we get a little bit better focus on it. What I'm noticing here is that, get it over here so we can see it. Right in here we have a lot of brown, and we've got some brown spots. There's still some gray going on there, but look at how much brown we've got going on there. So we have some color change that's happened here, and we have a temperature change that's happened. And that's how we know that we have a chemical reaction here. So using your notes and everything like that, and I can feel some warmth in here. It's not, like I said, it's not hot to the touch or anything like that, but I can feel the warmth for sure in there. The longer I let this sit like this, the more of that brown I will get, and the temperature probably will stay about where it was, about 29, if I kept it bundled up and put it back into the jar like that. It'll stay pretty similar in terms of its temperature, but that brown is going to continue to be created as it continues to oxidize.